Oki. Itamo apenakomiop. We've happily reached another dawn. It is sunrise here at Spokane on the morning of Thursday, November 14th, 2019, in the lunar cycle. Itotsutoyu, when cold arrives. There's the moon. I'll show you the moon. There she is, just past full in our first winter lunar cycle of the year. And I'm starting off my day like most here with just a quick round at Spokane before going into the studio to start the day's work. Not really doing too intensive a study out here when I'm just making a quick half-hour round, 40-minute round or whatever. Really, I just come out here to kind of like wake up for the day. And if I happen to see something cool, some coyotes, bald eagle, whatever, that's all great too. It's funny, this morning walking in, I was thinking about I look forward to seeing coyotes or eagles or whatever birds are hanging around, and but what if there's none of that going on? Hey, the perception in winter can easily be out here that there's nothing happening. It's quiet and there's nothing happening. But all you got to do to break out of that frame of thinking, because it is wrong-headed, there's always something going on. It's just a matter of whether or not you can cue in on it. And one of the techniques that I think is useful for doing that is to ask yourself about each of the winter residents that like all the plants or animals that are active here in the annual round, especially the animals. What are the beavers up to right now? What are the mice out here eating? What are the voles into? Where are the weasels this season? There's always weasels. Where are they? They've already turned white, by the way. I have seen a few around, and when they turn white, they do it quick. Hey, it's not like the jackrabbit. Jackrabbit turns a little bit at a time, and so it's not not too out of character to have a snowstorm and a bunch of jackrabbits that haven't really turned yet and stick out like sore thumbs. But the weasels, when they turn, it's like a week, start to finish, from brown coat to white coat. But yeah, where's the weasels? What are they up to right now? It's a lot of players out here, but it's easy to not notice them, not pay any attention. Definitely life doesn't stop in winter. Anyhow, doing my quick morning round, and if I see anything interesting, I'll let you know. Not sure what is all up for my day. I don't have anything exciting planned, but we'll see what comes about. Here comes the sun, da 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 da. Here comes the sun. River's starting to get kind of icy. A lot of slush going down that way. That way, you can see it's got quite a bit of ice already. Just a narrow passage through under the high level bridge. It opens back up. A lot of geese around. Another way, another technique for improving your winter awareness would be to ask yourself, like, pull out of this culture for a second and ask yourself, as a human being, what would you be doing out here? Like, if you're a hunter, gatherer, forager, how are you eating, right? If you can't see anything out here, how are you getting any food? Put yourself in the mind of a trapper or a hunter and find yourself some food. And that's where you're going to find something going on, animal and plant wise, that you may not have known of before. Or just follow the magpies, they'll show you. Just case in point, I've stopped to look quick at this log pile. I know that there's something in here because there's a magpie just up here who was giving me the double cry. What? Because he knew that there was something in here. He was like hopping on the logs going, what? And that's when they're telling you there's something here. It's probably a little mountain cottontail or something. Something here, come harvest it. I want to eat too. So it's noontime now, and I'm visiting our local industrial parks in search of quartz slabs, basically the stuff that you make countertops from. I think I mentioned this in my last video. One of the things that my students need going into next week as they shift gears from moccasin craft on to making leather belts is they need these quartz slabs. Those are good for doing your leather tooling on, punching your leather. You're going to be hitting it with a mallet and this kind of thing, and I guess those smooth quartz slabs are really the best to work on. So I made my way out here. After a couple of failed attempts at other places, I made my way out here to Granite Plus on the north side by our Walmart, just behind our Walmart a little ways on 30th Street. And they were able to hook me up just with discard. They had a bunch of stuff in the trash bin back where they cut their counters. So I just grabbed up dozen or more pieces of that, and hopefully that'll be good for the students to use. Now I gotta go visit a fabric shop and see if they can hook us up with a purchase, so like if we can do a purchase order or something through them for the December unit where we shift to sewing. And so I need to purchase a bunch of sewing machines and tools and that kind of thing, and fabric, and don't know if I'll find it all in the same place, but at least I can get the equipment at one place, the fabric at another. So the equipment's most important at this point, to get that ordered and on the way. Anyhow, I'm gonna go do that, then head back to the studio. It's turning out to be an absolutely gorgeous day. I got my supply errands completed, found the source for my sewing equipment, collected the quartz slabs that the belt instructor wanted, and now I've just hopped out here to the canal that feeds the city's water, the water treatment center. Just gonna go check on that beaver area. I know I updated on that just my last video or so, but last night was the nature center's meeting. They would have talked about my idea for the kind of citizen monitoring of this site and perhaps other sites in the future. Haven't heard back from them, but I'm looking forward to that. I do have a couple of emails that I haven't responded to from some of the organizations I inquired with, but I haven't been out here recently to check, make sure he's not building again. he or them. Anyway, this is the area where the actual intake occurs for the water treatment for the city. And it's just up from this canal. I know I could see the other time I visited here. Yeah, see, the water comes in. There's some drainage there. They got a guy that comes and hooks garbage out of that drainage. But yeah, and then this is the canal leading to it, and it's just that culvert at the beginning of the canal that's the problem, right? So let's go take a quick look. Okay, so now we can get a little bit better view of the situation compared to my last visit. This is the river coming down, feeds into the canal here. There's a culvert here, 3 different pipes that lead over this way, toward the canal where I just was, where the intake system is. So they cleared, I believe, a beaver lodge out of this corner here. The backhoe just came right down through here, dug their way in so that they got low, and then they scooped the stuff out of there. The remains of that lodge and beaver debris in general are deposited up here. So it's all of this mud in here, significant amount of stuff, and then this over here, even bigger, even more stuff. So, wow. Yeah, they trenched a lot of stuff out of there. It's probably beaver material plus, but you can understand the frustration the city has, because when beavers operate, it's no joke. So, looking at it today, I do notice you can see the whirlpool here where one of the culverts is, and you can see also that it's filled with some sticks, okay? Filled with some branches. So I would say that this is the beginning of beavers trying to block it up again. And kind of bad news. And how do we get that stuff out of there? Maybe I need to bring a rope over here and see if I can lasso and tug some of that stuff. Maybe I need to look into getting a grappling hook, because this is the thing. And so it needs to be monitored pretty constantly to make sure that they're not blocking stuff. And otherwise, the city is going to get rid of the beavers. It looks like a beaver maybe even came up this. I don't know if that was from before or recent. Might have come up to get some of the wood that was pulled out of his den. I don't know. No, probably not. But this is a problem. There's stuff in it with wood again. So got to figure out a solution to that. Yeah, that is an issue. This really is a significant dilemma out here. But I'm quite determined to figure out a solution for it. Either to find a solution that others have already just, come up with, or to develop one of my own. But something has to be done, because we have to be able to coexist with the beavers. Like, if it wasn't for the beavers, thousands of other species wouldn't prosper. So they're key in the environment. We need them. They're key in the context of global warming as well, because they're going to help us conserve a lot of water. So what can we do? What can we do? The situation there is pretty complicated, right? I mean, imagine the scenario here. From the beavers' perspective, there's water, disappearing there. It's flowing into what's basically a dam, that levee right there. I wonder about, is it possible to open the levee and just have the canal just run right in rather than have that levee? Why do we need that levee? What's out here on this island that's important? I guess that's a good question. Could we bridge out there to the island instead of having the levee? Maybe that's a solution, because I think the levee itself is like a dam, and what the beavers are perceiving is that water is flowing through the dam, and they're losing water in their catchment there. And of course, we can't have them damming up the water intake for the city. So what are we gonna do? We need a solution. The thing that's coming to mind right now for me is, why don't we understand the beaver's perception and try to find a solution that's gonna work around that? Sunrise at Spokane, sundown at the Wilderness Park. A couple of turns downstream. I don't know if there's any kind of message or analogy in that, but I wouldn't put it past my subconscious. No birds to speak of at the rapids tonight. I think about maybe 4 or 5 geese out that way. Sure is pretty though. All right, I just got home and a couple of things are going on here. The kids and Chelsea are gone. I don't know where they're at, but walked in and found that I have a package. I have a package waiting for me. Yay, hooray. From Amazon, which I'm pretty sure is gonna be my Sony camera. So I don't know if I'll be able to open this one-handed. Probably not. No. Hold on a second. Yes, here it is. The Sony HDR AS300 Action Cam. So I am going to open this up, of course, charge it up this evening. Probably I will do a separate video as I'm opening it for a video review on this product, but I just wanted to show you it arrived. It is here. I have some worms and a few dead mice that I've brought as offerings to my pets. So maybe you'd like to see a little bit of that before I tune out here. Hey, mister. Derek Barbaric. Cage bound for the most part these days. Not like absolutely. You come out, huh? You come out now and then. And you're kind of happy to be in the cage most of the time. Because it's a shield too. Here, I brought some worms. Yeah. Super worms, which are not worms at all, but actually beetle grubs. Beetle grubs. Yeah. Oh, you want some? You want some? Go ahead. Go ahead. There you go. Get your worm. They're right there. Oh, you being a butt because there's a camera? I'm going to give Oscar the worm. Oh, as if you got to turn up your nose at a worm. That's ridiculous. Here. Got it in my hand. You going to take it or not? You gonna take it? There you go. I thought so. Oscar the Crow. Who is in his house already? Are you going to bed in there, Oscar? I brought you a worm. There, I'll just leave it there. Leave my offering at the entrance. What do you want, Pody Boy? You don't eat worms. You want one more? All right. One more. Then I gotta go feed the snakes. There you go. Kind of dim in here. Hey, we need more light. I need to get more light going on in here. We had this when we first moved in. This ceiling fan light was working. Now it's not. I don't know why. But these birds definitely need more light because Derek is mistaking my fingers for worms. All right. Mouse to snake time. 3 jumbo mice. Don't judge our laundry room at this moment. It's a little bit packed. Don't look. Snaky poos. Hey there, Big Red. You want some mousy? Mousy dinner? I brought you some dinner. Got some tongs. Get a mouse ready. Oh yeah, that's a good size one for Big Red. Big Red likes big meals. And he'll eat my hand if I let him. Bang. Gomez. What do you think, Gomez? You want a mouse? Should we give you a mouse, huh? Are you hungry? I bet you are. You shed just this past week. Look at that big shed. I gotta clean these cages, but let's give you a mouse. Boom. Bang. Gomez is one of the snakes that I take into the grade schools and middle schools in Lethbridge. He'll one day be a big snaky poo. Actually got a big tank for him back here that I have to get prepared. Oh, Pineapple. Pineapple wants hers. All right. All right, I know. Yes, Pineapples. Oh, she's so hungry. She's so hungry. Hold on a minute. Let me get your mouse prepped. Kind of difficult to do one-handed. This mouse is a little bit bloody. All right, Pineapple, hold on a second. Hold on, girl. There you go. There you go. All right, all three snakes are feasting. Obviously, Pineapple's enclosure needs some attention as well. I've got a second meal for them that's thawing out for when they finish this one. And then, yeah, that'll be it for them for probably a couple of weeks. I'll give them another dose.